I'm the geek on the toilet seat, and this is my review. AKA the geek on the toilet seat. Today I'm reviewing J.J. Abrams' Spider-Man #1. It's really intense, and it's a different take on Spider-Man and the series. Really, it's beautifully drawn, I must say. The first page is just dark, almost cryptic, but there's only one person that says tiger, so you know who it involves. To the next page, we see an explosion. There's loads of rubble, people panicking, everyone trying to get to clear space. This is just so beautifully illustrated. The way they've used the colours. And MJ naturally going to the person they love or most care for, trying to make sure they're okay. She's going back as old as she is. Spider-Man's in a bit of pain. He's been buried underneath quite a bit of rubble. She picks him up. His arm, mate, is in splinters. That's peak. And she said the rules are different now. You know that some assuming maybe they've got a baby or whatnot, so they've got to be a lot more protective. And his spider sense going off. So the villain comes into play. He's in a kind of robot armour. He's got his minions, or children as he refers to them. He's called Calaveras. And the first panel, he's telling MJ, run, go. Because like, what really can she do? She hasn't got any abilities. Obviously, someone you care about, you love, they're in your heart, you're with them to the end, as they say. And she's seeing him being ripped apart, so you would say she's in shock. She just stays there. She looks tiger, let's go off, I can't see you. And that's it. But it gave Calaveras an opportunity to, I'm not gonna word it because it's so deep as like a comic reader, just to speak of it. It's just deep to see, man. MJ, like your most favourite like character, and she's the last person you want this to happen to. You always want there to be a happy ending between Peter Parker and MJ, and this is probably the saddest ending they've probably had, even more so than One More Day, I think. Yeah, see the teardrop from my eye. Now Peter, in tears, or Spider-Man should I say, quickly rescues himself out. His arm, I don't know if it's completely ripped or whatnot, or just broke up. But he manages to grab MJ before she drops into the water. And Calaveras tells his minions to get him. The next scene, we see the funeral. And you're seeing the panels with their faces. So we later learn that Spider-Man, Peter Parker, has lost his arm, and that would have been because of that fight with Calaveras. You've got Ben there, and his face looks a bit sad. The kid looking for comfort. You see Peter's face, and then there's that's when the villain's name is announced as Calaveras. They describe him as a murderous creature. It's a news report that's going on, that's being broadcasted as they're at the funeral. I'm not sure if in this news report they've if it's actually live, but you know the panel brings the two moments together. So we go to the next page, and it says 12 years later. We see Ben now grown up, a teenager. Let's assume he's 17. He's a big lad then, so let's assume he's 5. In the funeral, he's 17. gets up, gets ready for high school, does all his chores, makes breakfast for me, and goes out. Now, as you know, with bullies, they kind of get kicks out of really making a nerd suffer. It's like a kind of sadistic kind of pleasure, and it's no different with this bully. He looks, even in image, he looks like a stereotypical Flash Thompson in appearance. And he's really trying to make this guy suffer. He's trying to tell him to piss himself, and he breaks his pencil arm. The guy's just crying for mercy, which is so sad. It's such a pathetic. It's such a shame and a pathetic position to be in, you know. And then now he wants him to cry more than piss. Imagine. So this kind of like Ben's version of Flash Thompson is there. He's got Mary Jane's carrot top, and naturally, being a son of Peter, he has to stand up for him. Now he refers to him as a freak. We don't know why. Have they seen any abilities from him? Who knows? You can only assume. Let's say maybe they had a sports event and he killed everyone for pace or whatever. Let's assume that. Then he goes very cheeky. You can't speak about someone's mum and says, "How's your mum doing?" He just in the middle of a lecture, he gets thrown through the door. The door's off the hinges. I think that's a lesson for him. Bullies deserve it. Flash Thompson 2.0 definitely deserved it. And Principal Orlean is in his office, and and Ben just says he's trying to help. The principal says the world doesn't need this kind of help. He's like, it's unnecessary. And under his breath he says he deserves it. And then the principal goes on to say that he's done it a few times to police. And then he goes on to say they all deserved it. So he's got a reputation now, and that's probably where their version of Flash Thompson kind of got the idea from, to refer to him as a freak. Peter comes in, unannounced, Mr. Parker, they refer to him. And now it goes to the next page. They're driving home. Peter manages just to get home from flights on his work. The conversation starts with Ben just telling her, "Look, babe, this is you," and so on. Peter goes straight to the subject of what's happened. He says it's stupid, but Ben, being one of their kids, says he's protecting someone. Peter then goes on to lecture him about not being above the rules, and I think it's the kind of philosophy of the great power, great responsibility ethics, because Ben has a great strength, he has those abilities, he can't use it and expose it like that. Though being the kid of Mary Jane and Pete, he does things with his heart. He's very caring of people, or as a hero kind of mentality. They go on, they argue about the personal issues, it all comes out. Just ends with, if you can't put yourself at least far away, he said, whatever going on with you is got to stop. I'll do the best I can, I need you to try at least to do the same. Ben looks at him with tears in his eyes. Maybe he tries to level with him, he tries to be understanding. And he says, what I said is sometimes trying to help, you only make things worse. And then it ends there. He says, "Oh God, you probably need to get to the airport. We're close to me, or close to home, I'll walk, fly safe." Then it ends there. We go to the next part. And not Ben steps on the first step, you see an impact. I don't know what's happened. But you look close at the panel as he's shaking his hands to help. His hand is stuck to the door. So obviously you've already put two and two together. It's his spider glue skin, or whatever you call it. The little hairs on his hands. He's got the same grip thing that Peter has with sticking to surfaces. And on top of that, he tries to pull the hand off the door, and the thing just rips off. It's is hilarious. And you just see through the scene like how the crack is just slowly building until he just rips the door. It goes to the next page, there's a picture of MJ when Aunt May comes in. And she comes in kind of like in her clothes. I don't know if she looks like a Jewish auntie or whatnot. But like, yeah, I think Peter Parker is Jewish. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah. And he then makes a joke about the door. And he's not even sure what's going on. This is the first time he's realised there's abilities, or other abilities, should we say. I don't know how to clear it because I don't know, or I'm sure if he was entirely clear that his dad was Spider-Man. So we go to the next page, and Ben's in a class with detention. Someone comes in, a little bit of graffiti splashed on them. It says, "Damn shell." Instead of damsel, which is ironic. But yeah. And this class member is called Itofe. Now Ben is interested and looks and smiles. He comes with a cheesy line, "Say if I was to give for some green paint, you know I could find any." Fake as ever, look, I just really need some green, I just really need some green paint right now. I was wondering if you've ever seen any, like somewhere on anyone green paint. And she goes, "Anyone want to switch seats?" So at this point she thinks he's retarded, as it happens. And the lecturer tells Labbit, Itofe. He goes, "And you're sophomore, right, Itofe?" And she goes on to talk about the teacher, her experience with the teacher. She's obviously pissed off, she's in a bad mood or whatnot. How long can the teacher be such an explicitly sexist dirtbag and not be reprimanded? It's my second year this dump, but it feels like a decade. Mr. Foster talks about women like their things, his things. Things he touches. Administration does nothing, not me. You know what I did? Or if I had to guess something with green paint. All it takes is one person to stand up and say, "Not anymore, not as long as I'm here." So I'm going to stand in this chair and yell that, "Don't sit down." So the teacher shouts that, "Sit down." Most people are afraid to do the right thing. You ever noticed that? He goes, "Yeah." And then he gives it a one look, and this is like a no look. So this is where they make their kind of connection, where they kind of understand, realise they're on the same level. And this is where the relationship starts, where you kind of see like her motivations and what she's about, really. This is the kind of thing that Ben needs in these next steps with his journey. Goes to the next page, it finishes with Ben saying, "I do," in the top left corner, and we switch to the Cadaverous' face. But I don't know if his armor's old, dated now. This is 12 years later. But he's here and he's trying to make, as you said, key called subject B901, variant OC4 and 3. He says, "We continue to search. We'll never give up, will we, you and I?" And it's kind of like Mr. Freeze with his wife. You see a woman's face, I'm assuming it's a wife in like a stasis chamber, keeping her alive. And he needs a key. Later on we find out who the key is. But I don't want to spoil too much for those that don't know. We switch to the next page, we see Pete on a call on his flight. And Aunt May's just calling him up, "Ben's your son." Peter says he's on an assignment. He says he's always had good excuses, which is a good excuse. And he has always had good excuses as Spider-Man as well, ironically. Pete says Ben's out of control. He says, "Remind you of anyone, Peter? I see things happening with him like I saw with you. Even more reason is to have laugh. Without me, you both are, you know, Peter Parker." Stop and listen to me. May, I've got to go run the runway back to take off. Of course, you have more power than you know, she says. But it's one of the things, like, once he's been beaten down into his depression, it was like his backbone, his strength. And I can guess he's not feeling of use as such, or not just with being there as his backbone to bring him back, but double whammy, as they say, is the fact that he has his arm missing. So he's more crippled. He can't even use his full abilities as Spider-Man. It's a liability for him. He's breakable, vulnerable, broken right now. We go to the next page. Ben has a dream, and he sees Benny, hears his mum's voice, covered in blood. He said, "Mum, I can't reach you, please help me." And he's just showing that for that's with his morning. He wakes up stuck to the ceiling, which is crazy. He said, "What's happening? What's happening?" Oh. And then Aunt May is like so, you say, prepared. She's seen this before, and she calms it down and helps it down to calm the situation. She now goes on to the next page. So Ben's like discovering his abilities, and he now officially can, like, we know he can stick tools now. We go to the next page, goes through the pictures of his dad, Peter Parker. That's it. And we see that he finds the Spider-Man suit. I'm assuming this is the suit he wore when MJ died. I'm assuming it might not be, the arm part isn't missing or anything, so it's 50-50 chance. But yeah, it's interesting, and the storyline's called Bloodline. It's really good. It's well written, it's well put together, well paced, how they create tension. They move from scene to scene. I love the way the panels are, where they're not completely even. It's a beautiful thing, the way they, I don't know if it's called interpolate, where things are in front of each other. It beautifully puts many pieces of the picture together into one. As I said, the artwork's brilliant. It was kind of funny for me because we're re-seeing the old Spider-Man logo. I didn't know that would come back, but that's there from J.J. Abrams. From the way it's been written, as shocking it is for MJ to be killed, and I didn't enjoy that. It really is something to bring into a story, to see what brings Peter to that point of breaking point, to actually see a broken Spider-Man, and then a kind of young boy with spider-like abilities growing up and finding his way for himself and his way in the world and his role. Sarah Pichelli has done an amazing job as an artist. I think I need to look at more of her stuff. She did work on Miles Morales in Ultimate Fallout 4. I don't know if she worked on other ones, but that's where her work kind of comes together. J.J. Abrams and Henry Abrams also amazing job. Dave Stewart with the colours, amazing colour artist, and Elisabetta D'Amico was the inking art assistant. So they had a brilliant team. This is a brilliant story, and I can't wait to see more of this.